Mets fans have been holding their breath about whether Pete Alonso is going to be re-signing with the Mets this offseason, and some recent reports and rumblings about a possible offer that has come through that has since then been rejected by Mr. Alonso. So we're going to talk about what is going on right now with Pete's free agency, plus another update specifically on when Roki Sasaki could be making his decision and what his sweepstakes are looking right now. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome, and you are locked into this holiday edition of Mets Digest with your host, Michael DeAngelo. As you see on the screen, hope everyone has had a Merry Christmas and are ready to celebrate a wonderful new year. It is currently December 31st, New Year's Eve. Hope everyone is ready for this year to turn over and hoping that the Mets could make a big splash in the winter meetings this upcoming January/February. But before I get started, we are at pretty much a 3,500 subscribers, and I hope to get to 4K hopefully by the end of winter meetings. So tell your friends, tell your family that this is your one-stop shop for everything Mets baseball. Roster news, trade updates, trade rumors, free agency signings, all of that covered right here. Me and Flobo boys try to be on top of everything as much as possible. I know we haven't uploaded in 4 days, but it's been pretty slow due to the holidays. So we'll give you an update on what we know right now with what we've seen these past 4 days out of the Mets in free agency. So let's get started. Now, this report came from Carlos Baguera. Now, a lot of people, you can have your opinions on him, whether you trust him or not. But the word has then been spread that an offer has been made to first baseman Pete Alonso, and that offer was around $90 million for 3 years. And if this is true, the ball has, as you see here from Mets News, the ball has been put in Alonso's court, but it was reported that he has then rejected this offer. Now, what we know at this point is that he was offered around I think it was a 5 or 7 year, $174 million contract back last May that he rejected a while back, and now he sits here rejecting a 3-year, $90 million deal. And hiring Scott Boras has been Pete Alonso's worst nightmare. We'll see if it ends up working out for him in the end, but so far it is not looking too good on his end. And we don't really know too much about his market currently. We don't really know if it's heating up, and we don't really know if it's ice cold. Now, what we've heard from Jon Heyman these past couple of days is that the Giants, the Mariners, the Blue Jays, and the Mets are currently in the mix for Pete Alonso. Now, to clear this report up right here, shout out my boy Dan Bartles, been my guy, I've talked to him for a while. To clear this up a little bit, the Mariners aren't actually officially in the mix for him. Jon Heyman just thinks that they are a good fit for him. So just to clear that up. But the Giants and the Blue Jays, on the other hand, have possibly joined the mix for Pete Alonso. We know the Giants have a lot of money to spend on some hitters. We saw them give Willy Adames a huge contract, and they were willing to they were going out to try and sign Juan Soto. Obviously, they ended up getting outbid by the Mets and the Dodgers and the Yankees as well, but they definitely have more. If they're willing to offer Soto close to $700 million, then they are definitely willing to spend on a big bat, especially at first base, which is a spot that they have wide open on their team right now. So looking at Pete Alonso, could he possibly make a move to the West Coast? Toronto with the Blue Jays. We've seen, the rumors about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. possibly being traded. Could Pete Alonso replace him, or one of them be DH for a couple of years before one makes its departure? Tons of possibilities here, but it is still looking like, the Mets are the most likely destination for Pete Alonso at this point. Now, sleeper teams are always a factor here. We don't really know who is in contact with him and who's not. We heard rumblings about possibly the Yankees being in on Pete Alonso and then they went out and signed Paul Goldschmidt, a team, a report that we know there wasn't even rumors on. It just came out of nowhere. So that's something that you got to look out for, especially with a guy like this. Former multi-time All-Star. He's top 5 in Mets franchise history in home runs. And, this guy can make a big impact in these next coming years for any team. So a team could come out of nowhere and give him an offer that he really likes and that he will take immediately. We just saw with Corbin Burns, with, all these rumors about the Giants and the Mets and, other teams that are willing to offer him these big contracts. And we see the Arizona Diamondbacks come out of nowhere and sign this man for over $200 million. And him choosing the Arizona Diamondbacks due to their not having state taxes and, with other high market teams offering him more money, but since of those state taxes would end up making less. And that's why he ended up choosing the Arizona Diamondbacks. We could see a situation like this with Pete Alonso. Could he go to a team that's maybe in the state of Texas, like the Houston Astros, because of their state taxes? We could see him, he's a big Florida guy. He's from the Tampa Bay area. He's from around there. Could we see the Rays maybe come in and sneak in a quick little offer for him? The possibilities are endless with a guy like this. So that's what we know right now. Is the offer for the 90 years for 3 years true? We have no idea. That's probably just an initial offer. I'm sure the Mets are willing to up the amount of years and money that they give him. But for right now, it's only December. And, you got a lot of time here with guys who are second and third tier players who hire Scott Boras get into this habit of not signing till late January, early February. We saw it with guys like Jordan Montgomery last year, Michael Conforto as well. Guys who are just kind of like at that lower tier position, not really at that star, that superstar status, kind of taking a while to sign because they're not really getting the money in the years that they're looking for. And we know how much Scott Boras really asks for from these teams for his players. And we could see another situation like that coming right down the line here with Pete Alonso. But moving on from that. Now, Roki Sasaki, as we know, is still a free agent. He has not been officially posted onto international boards just yet. That is not going to happen until January 15th. Now, over what we've heard from Jason Burgos and other sources as well, John Heyman as well, Jeff Passan, is over the last couple of weeks, various reports have revealed that teams that have reportedly made their pitch to the young ace, and includes the New York Mets, LA Dodgers, Yankees. And so the big question is, when could Sasaki finally make a decision? And his manager and his agent, Joel Wolf, revealed when that could be. So like I said, he does not get posted onto boards until January 15th. But Joe Wolf did reveal that maybe a signing around January 23rd, maybe a little bit after that, we could see a possible signing happen for Roki. Now, there are right now reportedly 20 teams in on signing Roki Sasaki. So remember, any team can pretty much afford him right now. Since he's coming from the league at such a young age, there's limits on the type of contract he can sign. So his projected salary right now, according to sources like Spot Track and whatever, is around 4 years for $10 million, which is almost nothing for a guy that is at this much of talent. But since he's so young coming into the league, you can only sign for so much money coming over from overseas to the Major League Baseball. And that is just how it is. So pretty much any team can afford him at this point. There's teams that have officially met with him as well, like the New York Yankees. The New York Mets have reportedly met with him, as well as the Texas Rangers, who, if you're really, looking to not lose money due to taxes, he could be easily joining, Jacob deGrom over in Texas with a great pitching staff. So A lot of factors that Roki has to look at. But for right now, that is all I have for you guys here on Mets Digest. So make sure you guys subscribe right here. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Pete Alonso's free agency right now. I'm starting to get a little worried because I would want nothing more than this man to return to the New York Mets. You guys have already heard it from me time and time again. But, I understand that payroll is a big, not an issue, but payroll is a big, focus for the Mets right now. They got to pay a lot of guys for these next upcoming years, so maybe that's why they're not able to offer Pete some long-term years on his contract. But look, he's getting offered, around 25, 27 million dollars a year for the short-term amount of years. I'm sure what he's looking for right now is some long-term job security. But so I mean, hopefully the Mets would be willing to offer him some more years, and I feel like that is definitely what he's looking for right now. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about all of it and what the offer is looking like for the Mets. But I will sign off now for Michael DeAngelo at Mets Digest. Have a happy holidays, you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Good night, y'all.